What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Tiny Desk Top Shelf. The Tiny Desk contest is our search for the next great undiscovered artist. The winner gets to play right here at the Tiny Desk, and later on this summer, we're going to take them on tour. We received a record number of entries this year, nearly 7,500 entries, Robin. We're still growing. People still love this thing. But before we announce this year's winner, we, the contest judges, go through some of our favorite entries here at the Top Shelf. So we're going to do Top Shelf every Thursday. And after the final episode, you, the viewer, get to vote on your favorite entry. I'm Bobby Carter, host and series producer here at the Tiny Desk, and I'm here with my man, Robin Hilton.
Bobby Carter.
We're here.
How's it going?
It's going great, man, because I feel it. I feel it
Are
already.
you feeling it?
I feel it already this year.
Yeah, going through the entries, we see so many of these, and every year it never ceases to blow me away. The level of talent out there, the diversity of the music, all the different voices. Yeah, it's incredible.
You know, going through the entries this year, the thing that stands out the most is the level of creativity this year with the show, with the entries. You can tell that people are just really, really excited to enter this year. You know, they're just getting really, really creative, and they're putting their best foot forward. And that just makes me feel so proud of this team that people are still, after 11 years, is this 11 years? After 11 years, people are, we're still growing, and people are still excited to play at this desk.
Yeah, we've been doing this a minute, and like I said, it never ceases to sort of leave me in awe.
Nah, it makes me feel good. We're still, people still care about what we're doing. People still care about this dusty, filthy desk that legends play
tiny
behind.
and very tiny
thing. But yeah, we're excited. So should we get to the first entry?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, where to even begin? Because as you said, we've had over 7,500 entries. But I thought we would start with this singer named Ruby Ibarra. And the song that she sent in is called Bacchanal. And there isn't really any one snippet that we can show. We're going to watch maybe about a minute or so of each of these videos that we play. So everyone should really go back and watch the entire song entry that everyone sends in. But there's not really any one little snippet of this song that will give you an accurate idea of what the entire song is like, because it goes through so many wild changes. But we can watch a minute of it here from Ruby Ibarra, again, the song Bacchanal, and then we can talk a little more about it.
Let's do it.
Woke up this morning, felt the sigh. Let it kiss my skin, I thought I would. I brave the light and face the dawn. Who have you become? Do you think you've
won? Nakatitig sila sa'kin, isang bolo sa kamay. Sa trono ko makain, sa gilid ko mga batay. Ako ang bakunawa, sa gubat naghintay. Yung inang kalikasan.
And that's just
a build.
Just a minute, it's still building.
Yeah.
This song, there's rap. There's what I would call maybe prog rock in this, experimental prog rock. Yeah. There are these quieter, almost like ballad moments in it. And then of course all these different global sounds that draw on Ruby Ibarra's Filipino heritage. It's really incredible.
It turns, like he said, it turns into something else. Who is the boss on the bass, by the way?
What do you mean, the guitarist, the woman on the left? Or,
yes.
Okay,
yes.
So this is also multi-generational.
Yeah.
Because the guitarist is June Millington. And she's a bit of a legend. She came up in the 1960s. She was in all kinds of different bands. She's a Filipino-American musician. She sings later in this video as well. One of the bands she was in is called Wild Honey. Bunch of other groups. Yeah. This whole piece and performance, really incredible.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick. We're going to go to Plainview, Texas. This is my first one of Top Shelf. I'm excited. Second time entry. His name is Jojo DiSalvo, and the song is called Angels.
take off your halo and hang it by the door? Hold us, I'm shaking when those wings hit What are you doing with a devil like me? I am a sinner. I've got debts I cannot pay. I am a heathen. I can't change my ways. So the closest to heaven I'll ever get is you. Doing things that you know ain't just do.
Yeah. You know, people ask before we start rolling with the contest, like tips on how to make the best video.
Right.
You know, give us some tips on how to make it better. And it's just like, either you got it or you don't.
I mean, you can do a big blowout production, but you don't need it.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, he
he's
wasn't
incredible.
mic'd.
Yeah.
He wasn't mic'd. He's literally just sitting laid back and
Yeah.
looking as relaxed as can be in front of the window, and he's just belting out nothing but some soul.
Yeah.
Jojo says this song is for the saints, sinners, heathens, and holy, and all the lovers and fighters in between. That's all.
Yeah. It's really interesting. So he, as you said, that he entered the contest last year, and the song that he sent in last year, which was one of Julian Baker, she was one of our judges last year, was one of her favorites from last year. The song that he submitted last year had this really classic country sound. His voice was this deep baritone. It reminded me a lot of Johnny Cash. And this one, it's almost kind of like, it's still rooted in country, but he's kind of leaning into almost R&B vibes and soul.
And that's kind of like the hook.
For sure. And playing around, doing interesting things with his voices. Really glad he came back this year.
He really made an impression on me. That dude, Jojo. Jojo singing, man.
Yeah, he's great.
You up next, man?
All right, man. I want to talk about the one that I am probably the most excited about so far this year.
Okay.
It is the video that I've watched more than any of the other videos. I've watched this so many times. It's by the singer FC, and FC in this case is EPH and then SEE, FC. The song they submitted is called Malachi the Uber Driver, and it is a story song, and we're going to start about a minute or so into it here. So I should probably set it up by saying that it was like after midnight. FC gets into an Uber and ends up having this conversation that kind of changed their life with the driver. And FC says that they realized pretty early on that they had just been out having the time of their life, and Malachi's driving his car around basically being ignored.
Malachi the Uber driver jokes and says he's worldwide, he only drives to pass the time, and I believe him. He calls me polite, but I know artists who thrive but don't make a dime. If they do, that's fine. They're still rent to pay, not to mention the hatred. It's all in your face. I guess what I'm saying is Malachi the Uber driver, we're not so different. You and I both had tough times in grades 4 and 5 and took to art to ease our minds.
That's too sweet, man.
It is so beautiful and so moving to me, and I think the magic in this song, in their performance, is that FC manages to find and illuminate and examine these very big ideas about what it means to be a human being on this planet, and they find them in the most seemingly meaningless moments, these tiny little moments that don't seem like they matter when you're living through them, and that are very easy to miss. But they clocked it when they were in the car. and turned it into the story because they realize that it's in those moments that you realize just how magical life is.
Yes.
And man, they just nail it.
I'm at the beginning of the show, I was talking about just how excited I am about these entries this year because especially when we have young songwriters that can do that in moments that we all experience every single day, but we're just going about our day. And as a songwriter, you know, they sat in that Uber and say, "This is a song I should write about this." So I'm with you. That got me a couple times.
Yeah, FC sings in that song about Malachi probably doesn't realize what a difference he made in FC's life, and now FC's making a difference in other people's lives with this song. And this one really crept up on me too. Let me tell you, we see so many entries. I always listen before I watch, and if something gets me in the music, then I'll start watching. And this song had a wait a minute moment where I'm listening. I'm like, oh wait a minute, what's going on? What's this story?
Just what you.
And then I kind of tune in, and then I go back and I listen again, and I had tears streaming down my face. Incredible.
Yeah, that's the power of songwriting. Shout out to FC and shout out to Malachi. Thank you, Malachi. I hope Malachi sees this one day. You're a star.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the Tiny Desk Contest Top Shelf, and that's where we go through some of our favorite entries from this year's contest. If you're in the chat room, say something, type something, say hi. We're gonna keep it going with Forager. I have a lot to say about Forager, but let's get into Forager, Split Lip.
Fill my diary of a void, or it would be a pity. You wouldn't change a thing, but you would trade with me. You wouldn't change a thing, but you would trade with me. Skinny's cartoon quicksand, I swear they're pretending. They're counting every minute up until the ending. They're counting every minute up until the ending. Split lips and ashy hands. Split lips and ashy hands. Will I tire like a dog with something to tend to? Or will it mend me to try the menu? Did she ever begin like nothing men do? Or will it mend me to try to mend you?
Break it down, Bobby.
So, Forager, God, you give me every year. So I had a rule that I wanted to stick to this year, as it pertains to Top Shelf. I wanted to feature acts who have not been featured on Top Shelf before, because there are thousands of bands that deserve a shot to be seen and heard and get this exposure. Forager, they've entered 3 times, and they made Top Shelf every time, and they get me every year. It's because each entry, they've sort of presented a new version of themselves, and listen to this song and just like the chord progressions and the movements of the song and just the harmonies, they just get me. It's just so good. And like the story of this song is basically speaking to the dilemma that women face when they think about whether they're going to choose to have a family or not, and what they lose and gain through that choice. And I as a man, I can't imagine that thought, that dilemma, but it really, like they say, it cuts deep, split lips. And they just never cease to amaze me, this band, man.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they keep surprising you and that they change so much, because just in this one song, it's very elusive to me. It goes through lots of really interesting, curious mood shifts. There are moments that seem very sweet and tender and dreamy, and then it gets a little more mysterious, a little darker. The guitars get a little noisier, and it's all just, and like you said, that line, split lips and ashy hands. There's almost hints of, certainly of pain. and suffering. And then it'll shift back into this sort of warm wash of sound. Very, very sort of serpentine and a little slithery, and yeah, really cool.
I've said it a million times. I love that band. Thoughtful songwriting. You know, we listen to countless songs all the time, and you know, when you get things, you know, we tend to listen to a lot of the same message, a lot of the same whatever. But it's always refreshing to get like a fresh perspective on something through a song. So yeah, that's I'll shut up about Forger.
No, it's a good one. It's a great pick, and totally worth bringing on again. All right, we're going to do something totally different. We're going to do some old school classic country crooning, and this comes from the singer Jeff Scott. This one's another story song, and I think like all of the best country songs out there, it also captures sort of the whole array of human emotions, joy and sorrow, in a very, very small moment.
Spend my last dime on this ticket. I thought it might take me away. There was nothing here I was missing, and I was leaving today. I bought me a beer at the cafe, thoughts it might keep myself sane. And there was no looking behind me as I set foot on the plane. But the sky fell down like water, and the whole world it came into view. And 10,000 feet over Tulsa, I started missing you.
That's the moment right there where he sticks the landing on the chorus.
Yes.
Right? You've got to, if you're telling a story, you've got to have that one little moment that pulls it all together, and he does it when he says, the whole world came into view at 10,000 feet over Towson. I started missing you. Absolute perfection, and his voice is classic.
I can't come up with that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah,
You've
it
been
is
in a
so good.
relationship for a long time. You throw that out at 10 years, like, oh, you still love me.
Yeah, it's so simple too, you know. So Jeff Scott's from Arkansas, and he says he's a big fan of like Merle Haggard and Townes Van Zandt and John Prine. You can totally hear that in his music. But he does something that they do as well, which is he tells a very moving story, very economically. It's a very simple little song. Simple strum guitar, simple melody, simple chord progression. The lyrics are very plain spoken, but it all packs this big punch.
Yes, and then there's that tie-in that you
Yeah,
said, okay,
yeah, it's so good.
This is different.
Yeah, first time for Jeff entering the contest, and so glad he took the time to share
Jeff's
this with
voice
us.
is really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so tight. Am I next?
What do you got? What do you got?
Ooh, first time entry. I love this. First time, straight to top shelf. This is Lyra and the Light, and the song is called Trick the Warden.
The desert sun rises with the east wind. The wind not for the sun spoke the nature, ancient wisdom. But thoughts drop him still. He and Dorothy ran away.
That was like, that felt dark in the right way.
Oh yeah, it's late night music.
Yeah.
that is totally my jam.
Yeah.
Like getting a great groove like that, late night music.
Yeah, it's a late night drive.
Yeah.
I was telling you off this. It gave me this. That song feels like it should be like at the end of like a Tarantino film.
Oh, totally hear
Yeah,
that.
man.
It's definitely got that kind of vibe where it's, It's a little out of time, but also timeless.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me a little bit the grooves do and that bass of like Krungbin, some of the stuff they do.
Exactly.
And that singer, Molly Duran, I'm getting major like Grace Slick vibes, like which is a good thing, you know, like of Jefferson Airplane. I'm hearing like White Rabbit.
Yes,
some of the
that's
when
it.
she adds
That's
that
it right
vibrato to her voice, especially
White
there, she
Rabbit.
holds that note.
The modern day White Rabbit. Okay.
It's
Okay,
great.
I got it.
Love it.
Wow. Okay. From Burbank, California. Lyra and the Light. I think you're up next, man. Oof. Yes,
Oh.
you're up next.
Yeah.
You are definitely up next.
This is another. All right, so I would put this one up there with FC in terms of ones that really just kind of crushed me, kind of wrecked me in the best way. This is from a singer named Shua, and the song that he sent in is called Broken.
Can I call at 1 a.m. feeling like a wreck again? Tempted to cut myself in two. I need a doctor, don't know who. Somehow I know it's my fault. I ain't prayed enough at all. That's what they said when I confessed. God, can you hear me? Can you tell me? Did you make me like this? Did you put me together broken, broken, broken? Did you make me like this? Will I always be so broken, broken, broken? Can you put me back together?
Dude,
That is good.
dude, oh my God. when he says, you know, did you make me like this? Did you put me together broken? I burst into tears the first time I heard that, and then you know later he says, "Will I always be broken?" It just absolutely crushed my heart, but it is also so beautiful. His voice is incredible.
Yeah, we're always looking for things we haven't heard before.
Yeah.
In the contest, and there's nothing like that.
No.
In these over 7,500 entries, I did get a little bit of Daniel Caesar, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's very, very raw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that one kind of crushed me too.
Yeah.
That was great.
You just want to feel something, right? You know,
wanna feel
you just and I you know, this is his first time entering, and I was watching this, and I just wanted to say thank you for sending this in and making me, and I think everyone else, just feel something so profound.
I think this is the second time he's out.
Oh, is this the second time?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
it is the second time.
Yeah.
I apologize, but yeah, thank you so much for sending this in. Incredible.
It's a song that many of us may not admit publicly, but we feel this way. You know what I mean? Like
everybody's broken.
People can relate to something like this,
Yeah.
but we don't have the ability to sing like that or write a song like that.
Yeah, and you talk about making a difference in someone's life without realizing it. I guarantee you there are people who will hear this song
and latch on to it.
yeah, and they'll feel it.
Yes. Wow. Okay. I'm next, right?
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to top it, but let's see what you got.
We're going a different direction. We're going to the A. We're going to Atlanta, Georgia. Second time entry from B. Taylor, and this is called B. Taylor type beat.
Also near NYC, ATL, and everybody in between. Ain't you see? Can't you tell? I know all y'all know what I mean. Make believe, breaking spells, and any curse that be on me. Save the beast, wish me well, cause I won't die until I'm free. Oh, 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 oh. And if I hear this shit one more time, then I'ma lose my mind when they like B. Why you not big yet? Like B, how you still not big yet? B, why you not big yet? B, how you still not? Why you not big? B, why you not big? Like B, how you still not big yet? B, why you not big yet? Like B, how you still not big yet? B, why you not big yet? Like B, how you
She's so magnetic, man, on mic and her performance, the way she starts moving in through the crowd. And I love the whole, like, there's a sense of community, because everyone's kind of singing and interacting with each other.
Yeah.
We talked about how you can do it with just a guitar and your voice, but some of these ones that are bigger sort of stagings with bands that almost kind of sprawl like that are also really awesome. And this is a great pick. This really
they have fun with it. You know,
So much-
that looked like fun. And I was listening. You know how sometimes you're listening to a song, you're watching one of these videos, and it feels like, okay, we're on to something, but I'm waiting, like, can we go over the top with it?
Yeah.
And when she got to that hook,
Yeah.
Why You're Not Big Yet, I stood up. I was like, that's what I was
it.
looking for.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote in the notes, like, that's how you do it.
Yeah, and you know, something that if you listen carefully and you watch closely, you'll realize that it's a very minimalist song.
Yes.
It's basically the piano and the percussion that they're all banging out on the desk.
On the desk, yeah.
It's almost a cappella, that whole piece.
100%.
Yeah.
And they, you know, they had the right ingredients, and I was like, I hope they mix this a little bit more. And she kicked in with that hook. I was like, there it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
Great find.
Yeah,
Great find. Love that
100%.
one. Well, if you want to talk about fun,
Okay.
I've got one more that I want to share.
All right.
And this is from a band called Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo. And you know how I talked about how their song kind of crept up on me a little bit? This is one of those videos where the moment you hit play,
Out the gate.
yeah, you know, okay, this is, you know, you're in for something different. This is a band from Los Angeles, again, Yo-Yo, and the song that they sent in is called Everything's About Me.
Trying to rewind, I'll have to decline. And I hope when you're lonely, you think about all that you lost. Wake up and hope that I come. See it all now that I'm gone, 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 gone. Woo! Everything's about me, everything's about me, everything's about me. Oh, bet you're thinking of me, bet you're thinking of me, bet you're thinking of me. Oh no, I'll be sitting pretty while you're missing me alone. Everything's about me, everything's about me, everything's about me, oh no. You see me, don't you? Look in the eyes of your new love and you see why don't you? Don't be surprised when she doesn't do what I do for you. Small boy, weak toys, and the size doesn't matter. Of fact, you can go ahead and block my number. Either way, on my birthday, I'll be from your mother. The crystal ball to tell the future, but I'll guarantee that everything's about me, everything's about me. Everything's about me.
Out the gate. Like you said, out the gate.
I don't know anyone who could watch that and not think, count me in.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
showing up. Just tell me where and when. But it's not a gimmick, right? Because the song's so good.
If
right?
you pull that up, press mute, you think like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, what are they doing?
But when you listen, I was like, okay, this is amazing.
The Joanna Bauerdorf, the singer, she's got pipes. She spends the first half of that video pedaling the stationary bike while singing, and it you know, maybe it's not like a power spin class or anything, but still the breath control and everything, like she pedaled through the whole thing, and it's just so much fun. It's joyful, just so much color and life.
It said it was the first song she's ever written.
Ever written? Who writes a song like that out the gate?
Out the gate.
And then she's got all these bandmates or friends that she's known since school, and again, going back, you talk about community and people coming together, making beautiful stuff together.
Yeah, that's
This
all
was
we're
awesome.
asking for.
Yeah.
There can only be one winner, but like this is what we're asking for out of entries, just having fun and being yourself.
Yeah.
You
Again,
know,
the band's Yo-Yo.
that was really, really good. Robin, it's almost time to wrap this up.
That was fast.
But before we do, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Again, let us know. Talk to us in the chat room. Let us know what you're feeling. Let us know who you want to see next. We're listening. We're watching. So next week's episode, you're going to be talking to Raina Doors from World Cafe, right?
Yeah, XPN. She always has great taste in music. Really excited to see what she brings.
Indeed. To close it out, we're going to Ohio, I believe. Yes, we're going to Ohio. And this next guy, his name is Murphy, Blind Boy Music. And I've listened to this song a few times. I watched the video. Again, it's one of those videos where there's no bells and whistles. It's just like light. You barely even see the guy. But once he opens up and starts singing, and then you listen to what he's saying about that voice, that timbre in his voice is just so ridiculous. And, you know, a lot of us use like these apps to calm us down. If they don't hire Murphy to be a part of these apps and play this song in the app called Late Bloomer, you're missing out on an incredible investment. But yes, we're going to close out with Murphy. The song is called Late Bloomer. And for the Top Shelf, I'm Bobby Carter.
I'm Robin Hilton.
Please be nice to yourself. Pick up the room, use the energy, take a deep breath, put your shame on the shelf. Take a step back and breathe. Take a 15-minute break. Call up your friend on the telephone. Take a walk outside, don't run and hide. Somewhere on your own. I swear I can't remember the last time I sat in the light. Roots down for years, not an ounce of growth inside. I swear I'll figure something out. I have to act as red. I'm a flower at any hour, even if I'm blue.